There's a lot of ways that you can exercise, there's a lot of ways to be fit, and there's also a lot of body types that can be fit. It's not all about looking like a model. It's not all about looking like you're a basketball player or a soccer player. There's a lot of different ways to be fit. I'm Patricia Monticello-Keeblin, and I'm a fitness instructor at Cardiotone, a fitness studio here in the Noe Valley neighborhood of San Francisco.
My name is Carolina Noricchio. I'm the director of Fat Chance Belly Dance, and we're here at my studio in San Francisco on South Van Ness and 18th Street.
I'm Kim Gallagher. I'm 23 years old, and I've been running for about 5 to 6 years.
Well, I'm Janae Levine Snipes, and I've been dancing for over 20 years.
My name is Patricia McFadden. I'm 42, and I've just been running for 2.5 years.
I used to think that I might not have the motivation to work out. In high school, I was not an athlete. I am a musician, and I thought that those two things were mutually exclusive. I was wrong. In my early 20s, I decided to commit to walking 30 minutes a day on a treadmill. And it wasn't huge, it wasn't epic, it wasn't heroic. I didn't have special clothes or special shoes or really do anything other than just walk for 30 minutes a day and pay attention to what I ate. And it changed my life.
What attracted me to belly dance was not belly dance in particular, but the desire to dance a lot as a child. I wanted to be able to take a dance class and just enjoy dancing. And I decided to take a belly dance class because I perceived it as a solo dance form. And I had been pretty disappointed in my youth going to social dances where you had to wait for a boy to ask you to dance. I wasn't very popular and I wasn't very confident or attention getting, so I never got asked to dance, and it just seemed really frustrating that I had to wait for a boy to make it possible for me to enjoy dancing. So I decided to find a solo dance form, and it turned out to be belly dance. And the ironic thing is that I ultimately ended up creating a dance form that you have partners, but you don't wait for them to ask you to dance. It's all just a group effort.
I was never that athletic, but then I had kids. Then decided, okay, I gotta do something. And running was the one thing I could just go out and do. So started slow. I got winded the first time I ran. And so I think I just, because I just did it in my neighborhood, I just decided that I didn't have to run the whole way. So I walked, ran. And then I think after just doing that enough times and seeing that I could build on it was just nice to see the progress, and got a good group of other moms running with me, and then I've actually run, we decided to train for a half, and so I've run a couple of halves, and now I'm just back into getting regular running exercise.
Well, I've been dancing since I was little, but actually having dance training, I just took class when I was in high school, and I figured, I've always loved to dance. I was a cheerleader when I was in elementary school and in junior high. So I figured, I could dance. But then when I finally took an actual class, a dance class with training, I realized that there's technique and and things involved in dancing. I was like, oh my gosh, and I felt like I didn't know how to dance anymore. But once I learned the technique and I found out, it gives you just more range of motion and more tools and under your belt to move around. So that's how I got into it.
I went from being heavily into team sports, doing volleyball and basketball, and then I went into doing individual sports. I did the Ironman, which is the 2-mile swim, 100-mile bike ride, 26.2-mile run, and felt totally intimidated by it. But I picked the race that I wanted to do, picked it in a good location that I wanted to do it at. And you do it for yourself. Like school, you do for your teachers, but doing like a big race or something is something you can really do for yourself. And it's so encouraging to you, and it's very rewarding, and you get to brag about it for the rest of your life after that. And you just realize like what you've accomplished. It's so big, because I've definitely been able to reach out to others and inspire other women and tell them that they're strong and that they can do it, and it's really inspiring.
I started taking spinning classes in June of 2010 here at Cardiotone, and I was so intimidated by spinning because it seems to be this room full of people who are sweating profusely and panting, and they're on these bikes and it looks really hard. And I went for the first time, and the people were really encouraging, and you worked really hard, but nobody was going to yell at you. And I think that really helped me face my fear of that. The same is true with TRX, which is another thing that I was really afraid of doing, and now it's something that I teach every week. I was really afraid that this wasn't something that I could do, that I had to be some sort of really serious hardcore athlete in order to get any benefit at all out of doing this resistance exercise. Instead, you can adapt your fitness level and your fitness goals to whatever it is that you're trying to do, and you can still get some benefit out of it. And I think that was a really big epiphany for me.
Luckily, I've taken classes where there are all different types of people, all different types, and you just use it as expression. So I always look at it, my ultimate goal is like self-expression, and usually people that I hang out with that dance are all about self-expression too, and it's not about size, it's just about expressing yourself. You could be sitting in a chair, you know, there's plenty of people that sit in a chair and just dance, and you just feel like you're just drawn in, like, oh my gosh, I felt everything! And there's nothing about the size or about the physique or anything, it's just about how she felt and that she really put herself out there, or he put himself out there.
The individuality in terms of all different bodies of dancers, and as long as they have the technique and they understand the way it works, I think it makes a really interesting panoply of color and movement for the audience to look at, you know, versus it being a choreography where you want to have all the girls look the same. But in this style, I think what's beautiful is everybody doing the same thing but having their own individuality. You know, hearing music and being able to respond to it with my body is really like a meditation for me. So I just wanted to create something where everybody could enjoy the camaraderie of dancing with a partner, the downbeat of the music, the rhythm of the music. Costumes are really beautiful, and just sort of like forget about everything for an hour when you come to class. Just have a good time.
I really like this idea of locating fitness in the real world, and the idea that you do all kinds of stuff all day long that moves your body, and all of that counts as exercise. So you totally can. It's just about making these little tiny changes and these little choices.
It's totally normal to feel intimidated by the wealth of knowledge out there in the fitness world. I feel like everyone is a little bit intimidated by it, but you gotta pick something that you really like and enjoy. If you like water, if you like being around the water, then pick up swimming, or there's stand-up paddleboarding. If you have angst or something, get into cardio kickboxing. If you enjoy listening to music or something while you work out, then go on a run and plug in and escape reality for a little bit. For like just 20-30 minutes is all it takes.
I would say change it up a little. So, or sign up for something that's a challenge. So if you always run 3 miles, sign up for a 10K. If you always run a 10K, sign up for a half. Try something totally different. Do something like kayaking. Maybe an upper body versus a lower body. Just depending on what you enjoy. And just try it. Sign up for a month at a spin class, or just because I think that you might end up really enjoying it.
I think that exercise, in my opinion, is more about balance. It's about maintaining a healthy lifestyle that's going to give you the lifestyle that you want, meaning that you can stay an active, healthy person for your whole life.